U47700, also known as pink. This drug is a dangerous synthetic opioid and is reported to be at least 7 to 8 times more potent than morphine. And because of that, somewhat ironically, it only takes a dose of roughly the size of the tip of your pinky to be able to kill you. But that's not why they call it pink. I'm honestly not sure why. I guess in some cases it's pink, but not to be confused with pink from our last episode on the deadliest drug. This chemical was developed by a US pharmaceutical company in the 1970s, but for reasons that are not known, the project was abandoned. This drug has never been tested at all. Not on animals, not in laboratory studies. It was synthesized, abandoned, and then seemingly randomly appeared on the illicit drug market. It is not confirmed or even known how, but it is heavily suspected that this compound's recipe has somehow gotten into the hands of illegal drug manufacturers in China, which seems likely due to the fact that a lot of extremely strong, deadly synthetic opioids are produced overseas in illegal drug factories that are unfortunately shipped directly to the United States. In 2016, this drug had a pretty major news circulation due to the fact that it was responsible for the death of 2 13-year-old boys in Utah, which is obviously extremely upsetting and unfortunate. But another even more high-profile death associated with this drug is actually Prince. Prince's formal cause of death was a fentanyl overdose, but according to sources close to the investigation, U47700 was also found in his body. Not exactly a trip report, but one scary experience associated with this drug involves a 41-year-old woman simply looking to heal her back pain. It is claimed that a woman with chronic back pain was taking a prescription drug known as Norco, and when her prescription ran out, she turned to a friend to get a few pills while she was waiting for her prescription to be refilled. And although she trusted her friend and the pills that she got from her friend looked exactly the same as her prescription pills, they were not the same whatsoever. And these were actually counterfeit drugs, not being her prescribed oxycodone painkillers, but actually being a mixture of U47700 and fentanyl. She unknowingly took these counterfeit pills in the morning, and in the passenger seat of her friend's car on the way to work, she lost consciousness and stopped breathing. She was rushed to the hospital and needed to be revived in the emergency department. Fortunately, this woman survived, but this is not the case for everybody. And it is extremely scary how someone thinking they're taking a prescription pill can actually be taking a deadly dose of an unknown substance. This story alone is a great example of why buying any sort of drug off the street is never a good idea. The effects of U47700 are pretty similar to any synthetic ultra-strong opioid, potentially causing constipation, severe and possibly fatal respiratory depression, seizures, psychosis, addiction, and of course, a very high risk of overdose and death. Now, if you're watching this video and you've watched every episode in the series so far, this may seem like more or less of a standard run-of-the-mill, ultra-strong synthetic opioid. And you're right. And although this drug is scary and crazy and deadly, it's not extremely different from any other designer synthetic opioid. However, I added it to this list for 2 reasons. One, the first drug I had in this place actually had to be removed because YouTube did not like it at all. And secondly, one thing that makes this drug rather unique, at least to me, is the fact that this drug for a long time was legal.